Alright, we'll start by centering. Alright, for those of you who haven't had my centering technique, I think everybody has. Maybe? I wrap my right hand around the clay, keep it really tight, my thumb locks onto my fingers, and each finger is above the other like a log cabin. My hand's down against the wheel. And then I overlap left over right, and I squash in and down with the meaty muscle at the base of my thumb. And then let go really gradually. The last bit was the important bit, let go really gradually, and things will stay balanced. You have to decide at this stage whether you're going to be trimming a foot on your teapot, and it's an optional add-on. They can look really nice with a trimmed foot like a bowl, but it's kind of an extra little hassle to have to do. So I'm going to do this one with flat bottom, cylinder style bottom. So I'm going to press my thumb into the clay, keeping it really steady, and making a nice conical opening down into the clay. And I'll stop and check the bottom thickness. On pouring vessels and mugs, I cheat that bottom thickness thin. I don't give it the full official 1/4 inch. I often will drop it. This is more than a 1/4 inch, but I'll drop it down as little as 1/8 of an inch. Sometimes I cry because when I wire it off, I see my wire coming through. Yeah, it's a great, easy way to lighten up a pot that doesn't require any skill. So I'll do it. You know, getting the walls at the bottom really nice and thin, that's hard, but getting the floor thin, anybody can do that. All right, so I'm actually at about 1/8 of an inch right now, and I'm going to pull straight out. And I don't want to open super wide because I want my form to be able to come out and back in again. And if you start really wide, it's just going to come in again without the out. So that's that. I'll go ahead and sort of smooth out that bottom. Establish as tight a corner as I can at the bottom of the wall. And then I'm just going to pull this guy out. It's just a boring cylinder. Laying off when I get to the top and leave that top thick and go ahead and consolidate it after every pull. On the early pulls, when it's shorter than the length of your fingers, you can let your index finger flop to the outside, give you some extra connection between the two hands. We're going to try to get as much weight out of the bottom as we can. Again, I'm just going to stop and release early and leave this rim nice and thick. Third pull, I can go ahead and start stretching it out a little bit, get a little bit of volume. I'm fairly happy with that opening size there, so I'm going to just leave that alone. This time I can't reach my index finger to the outside, but I reach out with my thumb, and always want to have your hands connected in some way. Get the last little bit out of the bottom, and I'll go ahead and pull and stretch. You don't have to pull and stretch. You can pull in one move and then come back and stretch it with the ribs later, but saving time. I'm going to collar this top in just a little bit, and I'm going to dry out the inside. And before I get any more ballooned out, I'm going to go ahead and make the gallery that my lid will sit on. So I've got this thickness here. Ideally, it's nice and balanced and level. It's not up and down. If it's not, you need to go ahead and needle it level and compress it so you've got something to split. And we're going to use the wood knife. Close your hand into a fist with your thumb on the side, not one that you'd hit somebody with. Lock your tool between your thumb and the side of your fist, and then stick your other fingers out. So you've got kind of a guide. And then you make another guide on the other side, so you've got your knife between your two little guides like that. And then I'm going to come in. It looks really silly. I feel like a praying mantis or something. Come in. I'm going to split that rim in half. And then I'm going to slowly take it back out. So now I've got two rims, and one of them is going to need to go horizontal down into the pot. So I'm going to take my tool and I'm just going to put it in the bottom of the groove and then roll it over and flatten down the gallery. So that's like the really rudimentary teapot body.
Do you think that way is easier, or just like pushing it like the middle straight down, like I think Amanda
Yeah,
does it that way?
I think that Amanda's way is easier.
Okay.